Hi, I'm Michael Magra. Welcome to Khmer Time Business Insight. As you have seen about our topic for this week, talking about EU safeguard and Khmer rights sector. Our guest today with Mr. Songsaron, President and CEO of Ambro Rice Cambodia, is one of the leading rice exporter in Miller in Cambodia. Welcome, Mr. Saron.
Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time to be with us today. And yes, you have seen that our topic is talking about the recent action taken by the EU safeguard and our rice sector. So before we touching on the topics, I would like you to briefly, how is the development of the rice sector since the government launched the rice policy a few years ago?
Okay, thank you for my time for the business insight on rice. So I would like to highlight the recent development. Cambodia is a new country, and we are considered as the least developed country in producing rice in Southeast Asia. We are behind Thailand and Vietnam more than 25 years in terms of export and also processing. In the last 5 years, there is a things been changed in transform the old machinery to high machinery milling facility, ensure compliancy to the world market food safety and regulation. Doing so, we have been a lot investment coming on with the government policy, has attracted foreign investors and also mobilized the local investors jump in the rice sectors in the last 5 years. We have seen the rice processing, cleaning, drying and packaging export been boosted around half million tons a year in the last 5 years. And we have seen the supply chain have been try to plant or grow the rice that more exportable rather than more local variety for the consumer consumptions in Cambodia. So the farmer become more produce rice for export. We have seen the new development on the plantation of the fragrant rice. Have been grow majority of rice in fragrant rice variety. That because we are winning the world's best rice.
Yes.
In the last 5 years, we have win 4 times.
Wow.
So we are the rice accredited internationally, the quality, safety and the flags of Cambodia is fragrant rice.
Yep.
Doing so, the farmer should be proud of it because they are the one who produce fragrant rice. And there's a lot of demand on the fragrant rice. And we, the one who transform farmer to go for high quality and have high value of rice. If you look at the report, we've been seeing 2016, 2018, around 80% export African rice export. If we compare in the 2013, 2015, we did a lot of white rice, indica white rice, that been tough for farmer and also industry because we are not competitive compared to other countries. We are young country who are starting up with the rice business and processing and export. So we need to do niche market. We need to do all sustainable safety and niche market that can survive in the rice competitive advantage. And farmer been changed. We have a new market. We have so far we have a market in European market, and we have also in Asia Pacific market, Asia market, But European market, we've seen the rice export to Europe because of EBA, because everything but Cambodia get advantage of tax exemption that been granted by the EU. And that's advantage because with this EBA, Cambodia can compete with Thailand because they have been more than 30 years in the rice export and branding. So their brand, their name, have been globally recognized. While Cambodia is a new destination, so we need to ensure our rice been known and publicized in urbanizing or whatever, known by the customer in Europe, in China, in Middle East or Asian market like Singapore, Malaysia. And we have some issues with the safeguard in the 2018. That's the last development on the rice sector. It's been negatively impact to the competitiveness of Cambodia, that we've been diverse to high quality of rice, been fragrant rice, out of the normal rice or indica white rice, but we still need some times to ensure we have competitive. We can go more face-to-face competition with other producing country. We need to have more network in branding, promoting. We need time. Cannot do in a few years. We need more time. Then people can public, consumer can aware of Cambodian rice. And that somehow we see the last update.
Regarding the recent news about the EU safeguard, so since our rice sector has been increasing year in years, and the farmer benefiting from the growth of our export to the market, so what such shock to our people and to the industry just short period of time?
Yeah, because enforcing is, if it's going to, let's say, 1 month enforced in effect, it would be effect to the farmers, because in doing rice you need 1 year, and then we need time for diverse to another crop. But Cambodia is going to the right directions. We cannot going to do indica white rice. We cannot going to the low quality rice. Cambodia is high quality product country. We made a very good quality of fragrant rice and been well known in the world. Start to aware after we winning the world's best rice award. And it's not fair because why? You look at the safeguard article and point by point, you would see a lot of concern, talk about indica, long grain. Well, Cambodia is a country who are producing more fragrant rice. We have been 80% fragrant rice. They have been linked, Cambodia to Myanmar. While Myanmar is Myanmar, they are not same like Cambodia. So they try to link both countries in one things that not really related at all. Myanmar, they are the country does more indica. Of course, they never talk even one word because they are unaware, they are aware of it. But Cambodia, we complain. They should listen to the complaint, to the comment, to the voice of the Cambodian farmer. They should be follow to the recent development in our rice industry. Have been addressed, have been transitioned to the country that more called market branded, that been well known on term of fragrant rice. Then we'll shock. It's really because suddenly come up like that, and then it's not reflect to the reality. It totally different from the reality. They've been looked to the data 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. Of course, that is the past. Cambodia does a lot indica in the past. But they did not look to the current year and the futures. it would be not fair enough, because you're doing the law regulation, you look for the current and you look for the futures
Yes.
to ensure effect to the current problem of the European market,
Yeah.
or it's just for only old history, just past ago.
Yeah.
In the past, we understand, because more than, I can say, 60% something going white rice in that time. But
Okay.
now it in totally different.
Yep.
More than 70% are doing fragrance
Okay.
to the EU market.
So, since then, what action has been taken by the industry, especially from the Cambodia Rice Federation, which represent the industry?
I think Cambodia, we have been united in one voice. We already confirmed that Cambodia is not indica producing country that threat to the EU farmer at all.
Yep.
We are the classified market high quality of rice that not able to grow in EU.
Yeah.
We've been witnesses by the EU customer. EU interview in the list who are buying from Cambodians. You can review the importer, the EU importer, EU
Yes.
buyer. They can be a witness. Probably you talk 10, maybe only 2 buying white rice,
Okay.
8 buying fragrant rice. But misconfusion and confusing and misunderstanding from some EU country
Okay.
that prejudice this thing with disaster to the EU industry or rice industry, it's not relevant. We follow the EU data. They are mostly Japonica and indica variety country. Cambodia, we do fragrance and totally not able to grow in Europe. And then how we are threat to the EU industry?
Yes.
It's not relevant. Yeah. So we would like the EU, as a Cambodia, Cambodia Rice Federation, private company, farm organizations, all speak out about these concerns and raise their comment to reconsider the safeguard on Cambodian rice, separate the case of Cambodia and Myanmar separately.
Yeah.
Don't put together. We are not the same country that producing rice.
Yep.
Different. And we've been discussed with EU in Brussels to convey our concern, to inform our current update.
Yep.
We've been writing email, a lot of stuff coming to the EU, ensure we are not really threat to the EU country.
Yep. How about the government involvement, or the government have been working on to help?
It's been follow up. We've been called by Ministry of Commerce. We work well with Ministry of Commerce and to deal with DG delegate from Europe, trade department in Europe, closely working together with the Cambodian Ministry of Commerce during the visit, meeting, exchange some data information. Yeah, but they look too old. What I observe as a private sector, I see EU investigate look more old data that it's not reflect to the current situation. They look mostly 2013, 2014, 2015. Yes, of course, this 3 years is the past, and there are a lot of indica in the past.
Okay.
The past is not reflect to the current present.
Okay, yes.
In the present to the 2016, 2018 is a present and trend.
Okay.
So we would like them to look from the current and trend, the next trend that Cambodia threat to the EU farmer or not.
Yes.
So that's my recommendation and my comment to the Commission. Reconsider the investigate point and have some rooms for Cambodia to have a market in Europe. And we are a country that EBA country. So is in the EBA we are never evaluate in the framework of rights, not anything related to this safeguard clause at all. are totally different. And we would like them to do the observations, because you have to observe 1 year. If we see more white rice there, then of course you can put safeguard. But they never do observation.
Okay.
They come and put like that in short time period. It is disaster for us. We are not able to divert or whatever. It's something. It's shock.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Saron. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take 5-minute breaks and we will come back with our short video features about industry. Cambodia's government 2010 right policy has pushed high growth in agriculture sector, improving most Cambodian farmers' living standard. With the policy, Cambodia has opportunity to export milled rice thanks to the increase of domestic paddy rice productions and the potential in the world milled rice trade. Cambodia's rice has been well known and got popular in the foreign markets significantly after its rice has won the world best rice title since 2013, 2014 and 2015, and again in 2018. Cambodia produces every year around 10 million tons of paddy rice. Around 5 million is used domestically for human consumption, animal feed and other activities. The rest is for exports. The European market is the country's biggest milled rice market. However, since the EU's countries, especially Italy and Spain, earlier this year along with 5 other European countries, filed a request to activate a safeguard clause that allows EU member states to impose barriers to protect against trade imbalances, pushing the biggest market blur and may be a disaster to rice farmers. In March this year, the European Commission launched a safeguard investigation to see if the volume with or without prices of imports of semi-milled and milled indica rice from Cambodia and Myanmar resulted in serious difficulties to EU producers of similar or competing products. This would be a surprise news for Cambodian rice farmers. Rice farmer in Ta Kau province, one of the rice producing areas, surprised to find out that the situation may change in the near future, as the European Union consider triggering a safeguard clause that will impose tariff on Cambodian rice.
Việc hiện thà thầu việc thầu mua thầu cho việc thầu tính thì kéo thầu bắt mua bàn nào cho mà thà admin tranh buổi tí mua admin.
The vote, held as a positive sign for Cambodian, failed to deliver a decision on the regressive right tariff impositions that is expected to start from January 1st next year, with 15 and 28 member states either rejecting the proposal or abstaining from the vote. As a result, the European Commission has been tasked with making a final decision in early January. To express dissatisfaction with the situation, the Cambodian Ministry of Commerce and Cambodian Rice Federation asked EU officials to ensure that the investigation into the matter is in-depth and accurate, and demanded that the European bloc reconsider its positions. However, rice exporters firmly believe that the EU will not activate the safeguard clause imposing Cambodian rice export to the bloc, but at the same time they have suggested diversifying market would be addressed. Okay, welcome back to our show, Mr. Saron. And you already watched our short video about the industry players, about the farmers raising concerns about what is such shock news from the EU safeguard to our rice industry that we have been enjoying strong growth and help people out of poverty over the years. So I would like to continue our program and another question for you. So far, the EU have not made any decision yet. So what happened if the decision made that we are one kind or we will be suffer from the safeguard?
Yeah, with the EU market, we've been see a lot of improve in terms of poverty reduction in the last 5-6 years in modernizing agriculture, farming of rice, good quality of rice, all coming trends and demand from EU require such things. And we try to continue, even EU have been put safeguard. We will try to export to EU. We have nothing to run away from EU.
We just say if.
Even in the bad scenario, if the safeguard it's been put on it, we still do with EU.
Okay.
Because we have built all the standard, all the quality requirement compliant to the EU market. As I said earlier, we cannot divert anything in 1 day or 1 month. And this thing we build more than 5 years. We cannot build in a short time like that. So we have continued to do that. We have to do that. But we foreseen the demand of fragrant rice from Cambodia would not bigger enough. Same like demand before we have free tax. So we have to accept those conditions, and we have to do a competition with other countries that being sell to EU. Of course, Cambodia, we have not depend on one market. We are free economic country, WTO member country. We would look for other market in Asia, in Asia Pacific, in Africa. We will do that. We continue to find a new market, but we will try to maintain or at least some market or EU markets. At least we expected to. And number 2, I want to raise is still again, we will challenge with a wide safeguard put on it. And we follow up because this not reflect to the reality. So we will try to lobby and to talk to the country, not link Cambodia with Myanmar. We are not the same countries. Even we are EBA, but we are not the same producing variety of rice the same. It's not able. We try to continue to talk with the EU country because we should get what we have in the EBA framework. It's not, we are not violated to any conditions. It's been raised in the EBA in terms of safeguard. We are not in that safeguard clause that been seen indica rice. Well, we don't have much indica rice. So they've been seen the past, while in the current and future, we don't have such things in their market. So we still continue to lobby and to do awareness raising. For me, I don't think we have to divert to or substitute market. We cannot divert or substitute because you made standard one for that country. And it's not easy to find another country that has the same feeling, the same taste, the same things like that country. But we will reduce maybe the market, let's say jasmine rice, 200,000 tons a year. Maybe we get 50% of that 200,000. That would be seen how it is affected. Some point we have to maintain our strengths, to maintain our competitive, to more sell distribution more in the EU market.
So if we want to maintain the EU market, and when the European Commission they implemented the safeguard, so how much do we have to pay for the tax, and how we have to maintain, or what does the government should, do you think the government should subsidize for the industry to make it survive?
This is the 3 years safeguard vaccine. Is the first year it would be around $200, 175 euros, and, followed by 150 euros, and then 125 euro in the third years. So the safeguard put for the third years been taxed for Cambodian rice. So trying to separate it because the safeguard is not clear. They try to make more confusing in terms of the our overall objective in doing this safeguard. It's not reflect to the reality. So it seems like they try to involve with the business things to among the EU business and have some call competitive in EU then linked to Cambodia issues. You've been seen in the COF letter had been raised these issues that it's not really about Cambodia rights at all. It's think about the EU business cannot compete with the EU among EU countries, and they try to link Cambodia, the one who threat to their collapse in their industry. It's not relevant. So they have to look on that. Is a point we need to raise. Yeah, and
so because so far we have another market that, for example, China that our government have been dealing with, and we got some quota from China. However, quota is not export without quota like the EU's. So, do you think that the government should play the roles to lobby the Chinese government do not put quota, just give like do the free trade agreement with China, give free access like EU to us? Do you think we have any possible way that the government should do that?
Because it's not Cambodia, but it's China. Because their country, they have their own system in their management country. So I wouldn't able to comment on China because I'm sure Cambodian government always need free trade. Always is a free economic been seen in the last 10 years. Seen a lot of changing. But in each country, they have their own systems. Even in Europe, they still have TRQ. So we have many program in Europe. They have TRQ, they have EBA, quota free. In China, they have only quota. So I don't think Cambodia can make China change the policy in the Chinese side. So this thing should be put aside because we cannot comment much on the Chinese policy on rice.
So do we have exported much to China so far?
In the China case, we need to review. If you have 300,000 ton quota, so we have to review how we can execute the 300,000 tons successfully. And that needs stakeholder to join because we need to ensure some rice mill close to the farm and huge productions cannot export to China. Some area there is no rice, they have the one export the rice. So if you look on these pictures, we're not able to export, no competitive because we are not easy to transport one area production to another production area that far and then no advantage. Second, we have inter-ministry, Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Agriculture, surveyor company like CCIC from the inspector. For my idea, if it's possible, because we have using a lot of surveyor company in Europe market. We've been use all international accredited body that been inspect. If we do more freedoms on surveyor, it means we ensure surveyor more, competitive among surveyor company. So we have more options, ensure enough time, production, and more flexible in terms of option to select the best company, what we believe. That's another idea. Or we should have a meeting among the stakeholders, a really regular meeting. Number three, we should have a national rice committee because we have a lot of rice export, but it seems there is no government body to focus only rice. We have working group so far, but the working group it between let's say Ministry of Agriculture with the CLF, for example. It should be more inter-ministry in the National Rice Policy Committee to monitor and progress and update all the rice in terms of rice market and rice cultivation or planting, processing. Then we should have one committee that oversee, that been have very regular meeting, ensure all stakeholders come and express their concern in input and take that input to the consider and address some issue that been raised by some actors being involved. So that would be very good for the industry. And it's not only China, but I mean in total we need to have this committee, and should be led by the senior government to have more influence and more powerful in terms of decision making and advice, also lead the industry moving forward.
Okay. Amru Rice has been working a lot with the farmers by doing the contract farming and also helping build up the community. So will you plan to reduce your buying from farmer if something happen to the industry?
Farm rice is still continue working and partner with the farmer in Cambodia. We've been doing now more than 56 cooperatives involved with 10,000 farmer family in our supply chain. We'll continue to work and no reduce. We still maintain and maybe we'll increase the production for some market. We are finding the new market and then we try to produce more. But as you know, we are smallholder farmer. Majority in Cambodia is smallholder farmer. The smallholder farmer more take a risk, taker than bigger farmer. They are pay more in terms of input. They pay more on cost, planting cost, harvesting cost. They always more than other big farmer in Cambodia. Well, the big issues is climate change because they also easily affected to the climate change and crop, disaster or some flood or some drought happening. So this smallholder farmer is the point they try to transform themselves to professional farmer, and we could maintain them now to be a professional and entrepreneur farmer that been understand about the variety of rice for export, marketable rice something. So we still work with them.
Now the harvest season is approaching, already approaching, right? And so like you as the rice miller also plan ahead to go to buy or collect from them. So what will happen right now if from what that I heard that the European Commission they are going to make decision very soon. So and now the harvest season is coming. What will happen to industry? Will we face the shortage?
I think we don't think about very bad scenario. We think about the positive. We think more positive rather than too much stress. So stressful on the negative part and bad. I'm sure the EU Commission they will have a fair judgment, which is more acceptable, and I'm sure they will give a room for clarification, for further discussion in after they do the safeguard. We would like to see the final announcement that been, let's say, issues. Short time we don't know. Maybe EU can look further observation period time, maybe they will not put jasmine rice in the safeguard. We have a more possibility happening in this coming. So we don't want to depress farmer to make concern about these issues. But we do prepare for the worst scenario happening. Yeah, we prepare, we will do that, and we will continue to do. It's about development. It's not stop us. We still develop, but slow. If they have market there, we move fast. Let's say you go there, like without EU, we had to go there 10 years. With the EU, maybe we can reach 5 years with that. So we need to go slower. But we will continue, to develop.
Okay. Regarding the recent news, our farmer also heard about the news, and some with our video that you just watched, they also raise concerns. Do you think that our farmer will change their mind from selling to our local rice miller by easily sell the cheap price to the broker to Thailand or Vietnam? Yes.
That it is when you lost one option. I would say EU is a market choice. You have one market choice. Order, let's say they order jasmine rice 200,000 tons a year. What I see going that amount, 200,000 tons. So if we lost, let's say 100,000 tons, so the farmer have to find the market in Vietnam or Thailand. It's their choice. But the problem is going to the worst 10 years ago. Well, Cambodia depend on neighboring country to buy rice, raw material from Cambodia. It reflect to the, what we call the thing going to the uncontrollable and not no one take care. At the end they lose their market position. So in this worst scenario, it can be like that. It's a worst scenario, but we will try to work with other stakeholders, especially EU country. We still have a good relationship. EU has been a lot of transforming and change in terms of poverty reduction program development in Cambodia. So we hope to have a more, they are not closed the door. We still have a room to discuss and discuss for the further business and clarification.
I heard the EU delegate is in town. Have you met them?
No, you don't have it. It's mostly involved with the government. I think.
Okay, so it's almost come to the end of the show. So what is your last word, Mr. Saron?
My last word, I still appeal to the commissions to reconsider again. If they put safeguard, please remove fragrant rice out of the safeguard. At least we been acknowledged the support of EU market more than 5 years, contribute a lot of development and change in the rice sector with the government policy and also EU support, government program, private sector investment, and all the whole supply chain has been transformed from traditional way to mechanization and modernized things. So please try to separate the case from Myanmar to Cambodia. We would like to have the case Cambodia case, Myanmar case separately. And we also, the last, would like to have the EU countries to put observation first, because better put, let's say, judgment, final judgment or decision, please put in observation period time. At least 6 months, for example, to observe, let's say, January 2019 to June 2019. How many ton of white rice going there? How many ton of fragrant rice going there? And see this thing threat to the EU or not. Because I've been observed what they are doing fact investigation, more likely the old data. more likely the history, the past. So we would like to try to put us observation time period before enforce to the safeguard conclusion, before the final conclusion. Yeah, thank you.
So hope everything will be fine. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Saran, for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the show, and we will bring new topic for you for next week. Thank you for your time and be with us.